Hello guys, welcome back to Hot Movies. Today I will be explaining a 2022 psychological thriller movie titled Deepwater. The film begins with a man named Vic Van Allen returning home after riding his bicycle through the woods. As he pulls his pants, he notices that his wife, Melinda, is staring at him. Melinda walks upstairs without saying anything. The pair has a daughter named Trixie and resides in the small town of Little Wesley, Louisiana. Melinda is preparing for a party. Vic assists her in putting on her shoes, and Melinda says she loves him. The couple then leave for the party. They come at the party and run into several of their old pals. After a while, Melinda goes to see her boyfriend Joel. She pulls him out and walks near the pool before kissing him. Joel is shown to be Melinda's lover. Vic witnesses them kissing on the outside, and Melinda notices Vic seeing them, but she keeps kissing Joel. Vic's friend notices Melinda and Joel together and raises concerns to him. However, Vic merely dismisses it. After a short while, Melinda becomes drunken and begins dancing on top of a piano. She next begins to sing while playing the piano. Next, Joel joins Vic for a talk and expresses thankfulness to Vic for allowing him to meet Melinda. Vic gently inquires Joel regarding the missing of a man named Martin. Martin was Melinda's previous love before Joel. Vic then confesses to murdering Martin with a hammer. Joel believes he is fooling, but Vic convinces him that he is not joking. When he hears this, Joel panics and departs the party. While leaving the house, Melinda questions Vic if he spoke anything to Joel, however Vic dismisses it. Vic assists Melinda in taking her clothing off at home, because she is too inebriated. Melinda next tells Vic she loves Joel, because he accepts her for what she is. It is then disclosed that Vic and Melinda have an arrangement under which Melinda can date any man due to the lack of love in their marriage. Vic allows her to date anybody she wants as long as she will not abandon him and Trixie alone. Vic has accepted to her conditions in order to prevent the mayhem of divorce. Vic leaves to drop Trixie off at school the following morning. On his way back, one of his friends asked him if what he stated to Joel was real. Vic responds that it was nothing more than a prank. Vic's prank immediately passes among their friends and that everyone wonders whether he truly did it. Melinda approaches Vic angrily at home for scaring her boyfriend. Vic says sorry and assures that it will not happen again. Melinda demands that Vic must make an apology to Joel, hence Melinda calls Joel to dinner. Vic welcomes Joel when he arrives. During dinner, Joel tells that he intends to move over this week. Melinda then insists Vic to put Trixie to sleep so she can have some time with only Joel. He goes upstairs and tucks Trixie into bed. As Vic walks downstairs, he grows envious when he watches Melinda and Joel together. Afterwards, while Melinda is in the bathroom, Vic approaches Joel and informs him that he did indeed murdered Martin McRae. Vic then gets a taxi and tells Joel to leave right away, threatening him implicitly. Vic and Melinda attend a party someday. They meet a couple named Don and Kelly there. They're both new to town, and Don works as a writer. Vic afterwards dances with Kelly as Melinda looks on. On the way home, Melinda asks Vic whether he finds Kelly beautiful. Vic reacts by stating that he did. Melinda is envious because she thinks Kelly is more appealing than her. They get intimate when they arrive home since they are equally heated on. Vic receives a call from the bank one day regarding an amount paid by Melinda to a piano teacher named Charlie Delisle. Vic finds Charlie out and follows him to a musical concert. He later learns that Melinda has been seeing the piano teacher. Later in the night, Vic goes home to learn from news that Martin's body has been discovered in the woods. He is believed to be shot to death. Vic informs Melinda of Martin once she arrives home. Melinda is shocked by the news and immediately walks into her room. As days go by, Melinda becomes more involved with Charlie and the two become closer to each other and Vic realizes it. When Melinda gets home having the night she spent with Charlie, Vic approaches her aggressively and inquires about the payment. He then advises her to avoid dating Charlie, but she declines, claiming that Charlie makes her feel loved in a way that Vic cannot. Vic asserts that he loves Melinda, but it is not the sort of love Melinda desires. Someday, Vic and Melinda attend a pool party with their friends, and Charlie is also present there. She then introduces Charlie to her friends and requests that he play everyone a song. She then introduces Charlie to Vic that he is her piano teacher. Vic maintains his cool by pretending to Charlie that he is unaware of their affair. And afterwards Vic searches for Melinda, who has been away for a few hours. He notices her exiting a room with Charlie. He followed them to the pool and watches them while they have a great time. Vic is both jealous and resentful because the two are becoming extremely close. Apart from Vic and Charlie, everyone walks inside as the rain starts to pour down. Vic steps in and joins the others shortly. Melinda searches for Charlie but cannot spot him. She then glances out the window and is terrified to see Charlie floating in the pool. The men take him from the water and try to save him, however they soon discover he is dead. Once the detectives arrive, they interrogate all of the party guests. Vic rejects drowning and killing Charlie, however Melinda blames him for it. Vic is therefore interrogated privately about Melinda's allegation. He informs the detectives that Charlie was inebriated and hanging to the deep part of the pool. The detectives are comfortable with his replies and do not probe him anymore. Vic questions Melinda whether she is afraid of Vic learning he killed Charlie, since she is still certain that Vic killed Charlie. Melinda says that she is not because she is the reason Vic killed Charlie. Vic observes a car following him on his way home another day. Soon, after dropping Trixie off at school, Kelly visits Vic and informs him that Don suspects Vic of murdering Charlie. Furthermore, Don and Melinda spend a lot of time together and share unusual views about him. Vic assures Kelly that she has nothing to worry about and invites her and Don to dinner. Kelly and Don arrive at Vic's place for dinner that night. Vic next brings Don to his basement where he keeps snails. He next tells Don not to say anyone that he murdered Charlie. However, Don still believes Vic of being involved in Charlie's death, so he asks Vic if he would take a lie detector test to confirm his innocence, upon which Vic accepts. Vic spots the car that had been tracking him for a long through the car's window on a day while driving through town. He notices a camera and realizes he has been followed by a private detective. He walks into the restaurant where the car had been parked. He then notices Melinda eating lunch with the private detective and opts to join them. Vic is introduced to the man by Melinda, who informs him that he is a psychiatrist named David Rosigliani. Vic recognizes right away that he's a private detective hired by Don and Melinda. Vic storms into Don's house, confronting him in the presence of Kelly and their daughter. Don rejects hiring a private detective after Vic claims him of doing so. So Vic gives him Melinda's bank statement, showing she transferred money to Don to pay the detective, and then departs. Kelly is upset and she becomes enraged with Don. Vic finds Melinda one day, as she is out with a new lover. Tony Cameron is the man and he is Melinda's college-time boyfriend. Vic starts following them and becomes envious when he sees Melinda with Tony. The same evening, Vic hears a talk from Melinda and Tony about moving to Brazil and having taken Trixie with them. Vic's rage begins to boil over when he hears this. He attempts to speak to Melinda about Tony, but she is unwilling to listen. Melinda calls Tony to supper the following day. During the meal, Vic pretends to be nice with him. Tony is the first American she has been intimate with, says Melinda carelessly. Vic is overwhelmed with anger, which grows worse when he sees Melinda and Tony hooking up with each other. Vic notices Melinda taking Tony to her room for some pleasure. Vic meets Tony the subsequent day and informs him that Melinda wishes to show him a construction site on which she's been working. Vic then takes him to the woods, where there isn't any phone signal. When Vic is alone with him, he smashes a stone at Tony's head. Vic smashes another boulder at him, causing Tony to fall from the cliff and smack his head against a rock, instantaneously killing him. Vic next pulls Tony's body into the water and buries it with pebbles. He subsequently returns home. Melinda attempts to contact Tony but is unable to get him. Thus she asks Vic if he has seen Tony, but Vic responds that he has still not. Vic brings Melinda and Trixie out for a picnic in the woods another day. While Trixie is playing near the water, Melinda goes on to ask Vic reasons why he is the only man who wishes to stay with her. Vic responds that he adores her and will never abandon her. Vic then presents her with a photo album he produced for her. She looks through the album, remembering how much fun they had with each other. Vic receives a kiss from her, and they acknowledge each other. Trixie then walks near the riverbank where Vic sank Tony's dead body. Vic goes to retrieve Trixie and discovers Tony's body on the water's surface. On the way home, Melinda tells Vic that she forgot her scarf, and he tells her that he would go collect it the next morning. In the night, Vic asks Melinda if she has heard anything about Tony, however she says that she has had enough, and goes to hug Vic. She therefore insists Vic sleeping in her room. Melinda confesses him that she loves him, and the couple makes love passionately. Vic rides his bike to the woods the next day. In the meantime, Melinda searches for Vic in the basement. She then sees Tony's wallet and believes that Vic has murdered Tony. Vic has murdered all of her lovers, and she is saddened by this. So she gathers her stuff and decides to go from Vic. When Trixie discovers this, she dumps the luggage into the pool and tells Melinda they will not be leaving. Vic arrives at the stream and tries to bury Tony's body deeper. A moment later, Don appears and approaches Vic. Vic attempts to elude Don by claiming he was searching for Melinda's scarf. But when Don notices Tony's floating arm, he comes running to his car and drives off. Vic rides his bike after him and uses a shortcut to get Don. He falls off his bicycle right in front of Don's car, just as he is about to grab him. Don steers hard to prevent hitting him, but loses his balance and did end up driving his car over a hill, where he dies. Vic finally returns on his bike and rides home, after witnessing Don's death. He notices Melinda seated on the stairs, staring at him. This is the exact same scene we saw at the start of the film. She next goes upstairs and destroys Tony's identity, implying that she plans on staying with Vic, who will do anything for her. And the film ends here. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next recap video.